All right. Welcome. Welcome to Zenful Conversations. I'm your host, Zenjen Brown, and today we're here for Poets for Peace open mic. Um, so welcome and thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I want us all to have a great time. I think open mics are fun in general. And I think that I always have a good time whenever I go to an open mic. So I do want everybody to have a good time. But I also want us to recognize the power of coming together and showing up in the name of peace and for contributing to the sharing of love. So thank you for that and recognize that we are doing that. Um, so a bit of rules. If you'd like to read, please use the raise hand feature in the toolbar below, and we will go in that order of who puts their hands up. And if you don't know how, just let me know that you're not sure. It's by that heart. You go down to that heart, click on the heart. If you don't see the hand down there separately, it's usually by that heart somewhere, or just mention in the chat, hey, I want to, but I can't seem to figure it out. And we'll go in that order. We have one poem per reader, maybe a second if time allows for that. And during your time, if you would, introduce yourself, say a little bit about you and your poetry, the title of your poem, and why you might have chose this particular reading for today. No hate speech, and please be respectful to all. And mute when you are not when you are not reading. So, although we're not going to critique anybody's work, it's not a critique session. I do want you to feel free to express your love and support. So, again, that's when you can use that heart feature down below, or the chat box for commenting. And if you would begin now by putting in a chat bar your name and where you're zooming in from. And then I just think that let's take a moment to drop into ourselves, taking a breath, taking a breath, making yourself comfortable. Find stillness. Taking a moment to arrive, feeling the breath and the space that's around us, and the peace that already lives within. We gather here not to perform, but to share, and inviting and in sharing to remember our connection together. And allow this experience to seep into every cell of yours. And just take a couple breaths with that. And if your eyes are closed, you can gently open your eyes. And thank you for being here, for presence. So we'll encourage deep listening today by listen the way peace listens. No need to fix, just to feel. And again, if you are interested in reading today, please use the raise hand feature, and we'll get to you like that. Somebody else, I think Patty Joy, you had yours up? No, Judith has her. That's it.
Just that, so I'm trying to get mine up.
Okay. I'm going to begin today. I'm going to begin today by reading a poem by Gloria Heffernan. And this is from her book, Fused. And it's titled, I Just Have to Say. I just have to say, or maybe I don't. Maybe I just have to listen. Maybe I can take a breath, take a walk, take the time to ask, what can I do for you? Maybe being right isn't as important as being kind. Maybe the world will keep turning, even if I don't air my list of grievances. Maybe the sun will shine and the birds will sing and the flowers will bloom without benefit of my bluster. Maybe the unsaid word is more eloquent than the unnecessary declaration. Maybe, not always, but maybe right now, I can make a quiet space for peace. Powerful. So we'll just take a moment to breathe with each poem that comes our way and receive it. And we'll go on to Brenda. Brenda, you had your hand raised first.
Hi, I'm Brenda, and I am just really enjoying all these different kinds of sessions. Just kind of started joining these meetings with Zenjen and very much appreciate it. I'll read this poem. It's one of the longer ones that's in my book, and it was sort of inspired by a trip I took out to Texas to visit my sister in the middle of December 2016. So the time frame is important because it makes reference to some cultural things that were happening at the time. And it is called Peace on Earth and Popcorn, December 2016. They'd feed us peace with our popcorn if there was any money in it. I sit in the dark, composing myself. Although nearly everyone dies, it wasn't a movie to cry for. 8 more shopping days till Christmas. Time is running out. I hear the bells, the old familiar carols play. There's still no peace on earth, I say. The sky is brown in Texas today. Leaves swirl. We try to hold on to glass doors at the mall. Weather's changing. Galaxies at war. Crazy traffic this time of year. In the dressing rooms, we try on peace, but we already know it doesn't fit us. My nephew in his Star Wars shirt, Star Wars jacket, Star Wars pants would have worn the Star Wars socks, but they were in the wash. Did you like the movie? I see us, I don't say, mingling with fanciful creatures from other planets. I see beings in World War II uniforms and in Mideastern head coverings, and something about one of those fanciful creatures tastes of Vietnam. Where is that universal heart? I see veins and arteries intertwining through the throng, connecting, dividing our cultures, our religions, our history. It pulsates with blood and pain, hate and terror, camaraderie and courage, self sacrifice for a greater cause. Yes, I say, it was a good movie. The young ones talk of special effects and comparisons with the others. Had to wait all those years for technology to catch up with imagination. They tell me the one we saw today is a prequel to the original, which I had seen nearly 40 years ago with a boy who would become my husband, the first in a series. Snow falls heavy in Colorado today as the day of reckoning dawns on America's greatness, and a Russian ambassador lies dead on the floor at an art exhibit in Turkey. Rest in peace. If life is war, death must be peace. It's only logical. Remember Aleppo, remember the Alamo, remember 911, never forget, never forgive. Fear not, children, we've no good news of peace on earth, but still we will bring you great movies. A unanimous gas fizzles through the sprawling theater. The plug's been pulled on the ever-increasing glaring lights and blaring noise. A fierce and frantic battle finally ends. Did we win? A great disturbance in the force, millions of voices, and then one more, suddenly silenced. The crowd squirms and fidgets in the unfamiliar quiet. An ancient star and an angel's voice startle the darkness that is not understood. Angels sing out a message of eternal peace, internal peace, still ours for the receiving. Princess Leia delivers the closing line. The last word is hope. We open it like a perfect gift. Hope fits us.
I just missed your last line. Say that last line again.
Princess Leia delivers the closing line. The last word is hope. We open it like a perfect gift. Hope fits us.
Hope fits us. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Sorry, I didn't know. I realized I was on mute. How did you feel reading that, Brenda? You're on mute too.
Oh, I don't know. After almost 10 years, it's still.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Judith, please.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me, Zenjen. It's nice to see Linda too. I think I was paired with you, Linda, in a previous workshop, so it's nice to see you. And of course, my dear friend Patty Posen. Thank you. By the way, I love the line, Brenda. If life is war, death must be peace. It's only logical. Thank you for that. I wanted to read this poem. By the way, I'm in Central Illinois. My name is Judith Valente. I wanted to read this poem because of what is happening in Gaza now. I mean, we're really just hoping, hoping on pins and needles that this ceasefire will stick. And about a year ago, I wrote this poem, and I think it'll resonate even more now, given that we have some hope for Gaza. And it's a poem about imagining if we could turn back the time, if we could rewind the film and go back to before all these houses were leveled and, thousands, tens of thousands of people didn't die. It referenced the Birkat Hashakar, which is a Jewish prayer, morning praise prayer, and also the Kaddish, which is a prayer of mourning. And I think that's all that we need to know. It's called What Peace Is. The charred shards of the houses in Rafah move backward, reassemble, stand erect again, as in a movie rewinding. A tea kettle hisses on an iron stove, steam curling from its spout, spreading mist. There is milk in a porcelain pitcher, figs in a clay bowl. The open wound in the chest of a teenager in Kharkiv closes over itself, its tender skin healed again, replete with possibility. His grandmother's scream returns to the throat. Her face relaxes into a smile. Her clenched arms unfold into an embrace. The Berkat Hashakar replaces a whispered Kaddish. Only cormorants pierce the sky, and what flashes in the night are shooting stars. In quiet rooms, newborns feed on their mother's milk. There are soft words, wool blankets. IV lines become balloon strings. Stretchers lie empty as unmade beds. Olive groves grow tall in the desert. Streams run clear and cool. When we look into each other's eyes, we see our own reflection, tiny shrapnel of light, fragment of God. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Judith, thank you. How did that feel to you reading that?
Well, it felt very much like it's still my wish that things would return back to normal and sanity, that there would be, figs in a bowl and tea on the stove, that life would return to normalcy. But I fear that a lot of this is just a mirage, that it's going to be much more difficult than we think. And I don't know how much we can trust what is being said about this particular peace plan and what it will mean for the people who have been so terribly suffering in this whole situation. I just don't know what it'll mean for the people who have truly suffered.
Right. Yeah, the whole the trust of what is going on anywhere is, we're definitely unsteady times, to say the least, So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, Lynette, you'll be after Darlene, okay? Miss Patty Joy. Thank you again, Judith.
Thank you for doing this. This is a very special gathering for me whenever I meet with other poets, because I feel centered. I feel safe. And thank you. Okay. Mine is called The Blue Hour. I awaken to still silence. The sun just below the horizon casts a warming yellow golden hue, gently coloring the sky a deep purple. Birds begin to sing, beckoning the arrival of dawn. As day brightens the sky, and each day opening doors, stepping out, a world of possibilities awaits me. Breathe in, I awaken. Breathe out to wonder, and ask myself, where is peace? Peace is with me when I enjoy each moment, listen to the laughter of children, have a meal to eat, find a rose blooming, cuddle with Phoebe, hear the voices of loved ones as I pray for others. My prayer is that peace fills every heart, brings light to darkness, recognizes the dignity of all, and replaces hate with love. Come walk the way of peace with me.
I do like that last line.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to Judith for introducing, thanks to Patty Joy for introducing Judith and I. Darlene. Well, but Patty Joy, let me just ask you how you felt. We might as well say how we felt about, sorry about that, Darlene. How did you feel reading that?
Well, I have a lot of different feelings in peace, and I have other things I've written, and this was just calming for me. And so I needed that calming. I know what's going on, and I'm I feel stress and distressed and sadness. And I can do this from my home. I can reach out from my home and
Cool.
continue praying, praying, praying.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
Mhm.
Darlene, please.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, just want to make sure I got a new headset. Okay, so I'm Darlene from Brooklyn, and I'm just happy that I found this community. Zen Jen is wonderful, and when I see the YouTube videos, the comments, everything is just beautiful, and I so appreciate you sharing your gift. Um, okay, so my poem is titled "Ripples of Peace," and I wrote this after you requested some writings. Um, so it's called Ripples of Peace. What can we say about peace that hasn't already been said? Throughout history, it has been the most sought after state of being, yet it is often misinterpreted, bent to fit ambition, manipulated to serve someone's plan. True peace is personal. There's nothing like seeing someone at ease in their own skin, in their own space. We dream of peace for the whole world, but sometimes I think that's where the problem begins. Maybe peace for the whole world is simply too big a dream. Peace has to start with each individual. It is personal and spreads differently for each person in every place. Dreaming of peace across the world is a far reach and often brings no peace for those doing the dreaming. If we start with ourselves seeking peace in our own spaces and tending to our inner selves, peace feels more attainable and hope grows naturally. When we feel at peace, we feel hopeful, and that peace will spread to those we meet, but it will be different for each of them. Seek peace for yourself, pray for the world, write poetry about your journey, share how you found peace. Your example may spread, but their experience of peace will be different from your own. Wait until asked the question for why you are the way you are. Be ready to share. This is how change can happen, how peace how peaceful ways can spread. But remember, it will be different for everyone. Don't worry, peace will spread and make a difference. But that should not be your main goal. We have to get back to caring for ourselves, turning the light inward on our inner selves, and examining our own hearts. We cannot bring peace to the entire world or even our neighbor next door. We can only be examples of what peace and goodness looks like in our own space. Live in your space, take care of it. Let peace move outwardly naturally without trying to control it. You're muted, Jen.
Goodness. I said thank you for that truth. And how did that feel?
Oh, it was good. I tend to uh, make sure that I have peace in myself. I pray for others, but I just tend to make sure that I'm at peace because you can't help someone else, if you're all out of sorts. And sometimes we just look too far. We make it way too big and you miss what's going on right next to you, right in your own space. So we have,
Hey,
peace is important, so anyway, but I felt good. And thank you for
good.
the opportunity to be able to write this. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And let me a little bit clarification. It's confusing because I just happen to think of them both at the same time. I usually when I get an intuitive hit, I kind of just run with it so I don't talk myself out of anything. Um, but I had the idea to have the PDF ebook is what is what the poems were, the call submission was for. And some people are thinking that this is one and the same, this Poets for Peace. I just happened to have an idea to do an open mic Poets for Peace also. So if you're interested, Darlene, in submitting that for the PDF ebook, which is going to be given freely, there's no financial compensation going on anywhere. But just let me know and email me that because I'm compiling them today, starting today. Today's a deadline actually for those poems.
And I
But
just
thank you.
wanted to, yes, and I just
Yeah.
want to say that I did try to click on to submit it, but nothing popped up. So
just email it to me. It just goes to my
yeah,
email
okay.
anyway. So yeah, just
Okay,
email it to
okay,
me. Thank you,
okay.
dear. But thank you so much for reading that. I love the different there's so many variations when we talk about this piece. Thank you so much. And Lynette, please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lynette Sweeney. I'm in South Hadley, Mass. And I've been out all day. I was actually driving home when the meeting started, and my dogs are so excited I'm here that I actually can't keep them. They keep coming into my space. But my poem is the only one that doesn't have the word peace in it. I'm not sure if it qualifies as a peace poem, but it's what I thought of when I saw this request. Independence Day. On this 4th, let us bring forth our independence from fearful frothing. Let us refuse to make our pursuit of happiness happen in malls. Let us be willing to risk our lives for liberty from the looters posing as leaders. Let us burn on the funeral pyre our idol worship of the rich and famous. Let us not stand by idly while hope dies. Let us pull the needles from our arms, the screens from our eyes, the likes from our lexicons. Let us remember our inalienable rights apply also to aliens, no one in cages, no one immune from the right to life and liberty. This 4th, though our energy is flagging, let us wave no flags before reading the Declaration's demand that we stand up to abuses and injuries. Our forebears charged us with a duty to abolish a tyrant's reign, to throw off the despot before we become accustomed to evil. This 4th, when you see fireworks, remember they're meant to remind you that sometimes we need to blow everything up. And I also wrote that back in 2016, and I can't believe we're here.
So how did it feel reading it again?
I still feel that way, although I recognize as I read it, it is not a peaceful poem that if I'm saying we might need to blow everything up, but
Yeah,
it
well, you know
sometimes
what?
feels we might need to do that to get to peace.
And as far as you're thinking, it may not, it is certainly welcome in the collection. I said whatever it stirs in you, and there's been some interesting submissions, and maybe I learned something.
Oh my God, I'm
Uh,
sorry.
but no, I mean, the poems are so they're they can go far and deep, and I think it's very wonderful to have such a variety, though. And this is a true, real, honest collection. So there's not editing or anything going on. So I think it's going to be really wonderful. So thank you for submitting as well. Thanks for being here and for sharing your words. Thank you.
Thank
Linda
you.
Meg. You're on mute, hon.
Of course I am. Okay. This poem is entitled, This Is What I Found. At the center of chaos and uncertainty, underneath the fear, a core belief of hope and possibility, a sense that something magical lay just beyond my reach, unfathomable, ungraspable by human hands, unless a way appears, It's happened before. When I went to Albuquerque, all was fresh and new and possible before the ruts were formed again and homeostasis set in. When I was young, before the weariness overtook me, I took the leap into the unknown, unwittingly expecting only good. But if, just maybe if, I could get still enough, allow the flow to take me out of my own way, drift into the possible, ever so gently, peace will come.
Mm, thank you. So why don't we just ask how you felt reading that?
Hopeful, hopeful. Peace is a possibility.
It's been interesting to even ponder what the word means truly,
Mhm,
It's been very interesting. Thank you so much, Linda Meg.
mhm.
Linda Mundell.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Mine is short and sweet, but I feel it sort of ties on to what Darlene was saying because it's about my own peace. Shadows lift, morning again, air light, alive, soft, smooth as silk, unfolding softly, easy to breathe. The slow change to daylight meanders across a gray, cloudy sky. All too soon, the pace will quicken as a new day demands its dues. But for now, quiet the inner storm, sit in the softness while it is still here, draw in an easy gift of a peaceful morning, a breath of fresh air, release the anxiety, release all the fears, release the sadness, and for a moment, be like the morning air, light, alive, soft, smooth as silk, unfolding softly, easy to breathe.
You, ma'am. And what about you when you were reading that? How did you feel?
Oh, I always like that one because it kind of is a reminder to me to breathe and to just not necessarily grab on to the first anxious thought. So easy to do,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's definitely part of one of the main practices for sure in my world anyway.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you.
Uh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here, Linda, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for submitting as well. Tammy,
Okay. So I have a poem called Once I Prayed. This one I wrote a while back, but I thought I would fit in. Once I prayed for snow on the mountains, blossoms on the branch, and fruit ripening in the sun. Now I pray for my four-chambered heart, pocked, bruised, beaten, broken open like a fruit. Oh, let it rise again after the frost, like the blood-red Mexican hats dotting the open spaces. Once I prayed for peace in the world. Once I prayed for the valleys to fill with flowers, for the rains to wash the mountains and fill the brooks. Now I pray for the landscape of my heart, that mercy and love and forgiveness will wash over it all, that the well-worn ruts will heal, that I clear it of stones like you're clearing the rice paddy field of stones. See, you stooped and planted, and the grain of rice multiplied.
thank you. Felt tender images. How does that feel, Tammy?
Well, I guess it gives me hope just because it's as in some of the other poems we read, it's well, it's still a big project working on your own heart, but it's a place where you can start, have maybe control's not the word, but you have a little, you can do something to your own heart rather than the whole world.
Mm. Yeah. Cheryl, did you want to read anything or say anything?
Yeah. It was giving me a hard time unmuting there. I don't know why. I'll just give you, I'm from Ontario, Canada, and it's funny that someone else couldn't open that link. I thought, oh, maybe it's a US link. I couldn't open it. So I emailed my submission to Jen. Now, unlike it seems like most of you, this is my one and only poem. So I'm I'm a beginner. Well, I wrote a poem probably 20 years ago once when my life was upside down, but that was more for therapy. Um, when the subject was peace, I'll just give you a little bit of background. A lot of people know, some people. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in January and went through that whole journey. And they have poked and prodded me and done every test under the sun, looked at my DNA. They've done everything trying to find out what caused this cancer. And before they even started all that, my GP, who's been through life with me over the last 20 years, said, Cheryl, it's stress. I believe it's the stress that has caused this. So after all the tests are said and done, the only thing they can come up with is stress. So it's kind of timely that I'm writing a poem about peace. So that's what mine is kind of about, that journey. And I guess I have to work on finding some peace for my health. So here it is, peace. She's as fleeting as the dove, and not as faithful as the anguish discords in life. That feeling of darkness has swept through my body with great efficiency. It's left me weak, injured, and tired. Peace can sometimes appear without warning, offering a bright, calm serenity. But when fear and anxiety show their hand, she's quickly driven away. I think I caught a glimpse of her a few times. It was hard to tell since she can evolve and take on different forms over time. Therefore, hope must be my anchor. As I've reached the last chapter, my very life depends on it. In desperation, I'll hold on tight when she returns. I'll keep her and safeguard her deep within my soul. My wish is that her soft white feathers surround me with whatever tranquil, efficient power her wings will allow, helping me to see the future while feeling protected and relaxed. Recent events have demonstrated that she is the primary source to aid towards my healing and quest for longevity. That's it.
Thank you.
Feeling, I guess it's a feeling of hope. Like I stated in there, I have to have hope that I'm going to find that peace, and that peace is going to be the answer for my health, hopefully.
What did you say about all the white feathers or something? Can you go back to that line for a minute?
Sure. Where is it? My wish is that her soft white feathers surround me with whatever tranquil, efficient power her wings will allow.
I think we're all white feathers here, and we are all surrounding each other, is really what I really think. um, that is beautiful, Cheryl. That
Thanks.
was beautiful.
I was very
I
nervous,
ch-
as you know, because
I do know, and I got to say, I too am writing my first
yeah,
poem for this project, and I don't quite have it yet. I know the submission deadline is today, but I know the person that's doing it. So um, I'm gonna I'm gonna read this last one, and then we'll have a little bit of talking. I'm gonna close with. I don't know if I said that Gloria Heffernan was from her book Fused. I mentioned her book. This is the closing poem here. I chose Because by Rosemary Watola Tromer from her book The Unfolding. So I can't save the world, can't save even myself, can't wrap my arms around every frightened child, can't foster peace among nations, can't bring love to all who feel unlovable. So I practice opening my heart right here in this room and being gentle with my insufficiency. I practice walking down the street heart first. And if it is insufficient to share love, I will practice loving anyway. I want to converse about truth, about trust. I want to invite compassion into every interaction. One willing heart can't stop a war. One willing heart can't feed all the hungry. And sometimes, daunted by a task too big, I tell myself, what's the use of trying? But today, the invitation is clear to be ridiculously courageous in love, to open the heart like a lilac in May, knowing freeze is possible and opening anyway, to take love seriously, to give love wildly, to race up to the world as if I were a puppy, adoring and unjaded, stumbling on my own exuberance, to feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, to stay open, to love as if it matters, as if the world depends on it. I say, how's this feel? Because I have read both of these poems many times, and the power that's behind these words today is just, I'm feeling each word, and it's just so powerful. Um, yeah, so what was something stirred in you? Any comments on what are you taking with you? Go ahead and open up.
Gloria Heffernan and Rosemary Watola Tromer are two of my favorite poets, and I have both the books from which you read. I just love them. And those are beautiful poems, and everyone's poems, everyone who read a poem. It was very moving to be in a group where everyone is focused on peace. And I feel like I will now challenge myself to specifically write about that word.
Mm,
Thank you.
mm. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, just chime in. Anybody have anything they want to say on anything?
Well, I'll just say it was really interesting that two of the poems talked about peace beginning inside of us. There was a wonderful line in Darlene's poem, True Peace. We dream of peace for the whole world. True peace is personal. And then there was another line that I wrote down. From Tammy's, start with your own heart. That even would be a wonderful prompt to begin a poem. Start with your own heart, and then where would you take it from there?
Absolutely. Actually, let me take a moment here to mention, Judith, you want to talk, her latest book, How to Be a Contemplative. Do you want to talk just a hair about that? what that book's about. Judith is going to be offering a workshop for us free of charge on the 23rd of this month.
Well, thank you. Just briefly, it's a collection of poems that in which I try to illuminate writing of poetry as a contemplative practice. And all the poems try to illuminate something about the sacred in the ordinary, the transcendent in the ordinary. And I wrote, little one paragraph reflections to go with it. So, I was a journalist most of my career. So some of the poems are off of the news, like, what pieces, but many of them are just about these small moments that where we can experience the divine in the everyday. So I really like this poet, James Cruz, and he puts out a poem every Friday. Many of you know him. Okay. Yeah. But he always has like a little reflection or a question that he asks. And I use that similar format in the new collection, which is called How to Be a Contemplative. That's the title poem. So there you go. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, thanks. And also just to mention, Linda Meg's going to be doing a workshop a little bit down the road, and Brenda Wildrick, we have a poet spotlight on her coming up as well. So not to sell anything, but check out zenfulconversations.com and sign up. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say? I want everybody to feel complete when they leave.
Well, I just wanted to say I was intimidated with all these great poets, but reading my first poem, everybody was so accepting, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, they're all beautiful though. I used to think there was a good and a bad, and there's not in this field. It's your heart. There's no, they're all beautiful. They're all beautiful. Every word matters. All
I,
right, let's go ahead.
I was just saying, this group is so beautiful. I just got off a cruise ship with 6,000 people, and I thought I was going crazy. And to have these moments of silence, my kids don't understand it, but this is just uplifting. Thank you. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
being.
thank
Thank
you
you.
too. It's nourishing. Thank you all for contributing to being here. Like I've said before, just if I'm here by myself, it doesn't do any good. So we're all equally as important. We're all part of the whole scenario.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to say?
Well, I'll just say thank you. Thank you, Zinjan. And Judith, I am looking forward to your workshop. And Cheryl, welcome to poetry. Um, Everybody, thank you so much for sharing your words. And Darlene, you are the first one I noticed sharing the hearts all the time, and that's so encouraging. And thank you, everybody. It's just been a really joyous experience. Thank you.
Thank
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. May peace ripple outward through the words shared here today,
you.
through our breath, through the quiet actions of our days. Thank you for being here and being part of this circle today. Thank you for your voice, your courage, your heart. And I just want to take a moment to go inward and gently close your eyes and just bring your attention back down to the breath, grounding ourselves here. Notice that breath gently arriving and gently leaving. Just notice that breath softly and feel the space within you that has been stirred,
Mm.
seen, expressed. Know that there's nothing we need to do right now. Just let it soften and let it settle. Let the words settle gently within you, landing wherever they're going to land. There's no need to rush anything or fix anything or figure anything out. Just let everything land where it lands. Breathe in quiet acknowledgement. Breathing out any lingering tension or discomfort. And take that quiet moment to thank yourself for being here, for showing up for yourself, for others, with presence, for speaking your truth, for listening with openness, and for honoring this experience in your own way.
Mm.
And deep, deep gratitude.
Mhm.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Ah, thank you so much, everyone, for contributing and for being here. Yeah. How about we circle up one word that's resonating in your heart? One word that is resonating in your heart. Brenda.
Hope.
Judith.
Thankful.
Patty Joy.
Alive.
Tammy.
Rest.
Lynette.
Love.
Darlene.
Peaceful.
Linda Meg.
Free.
Mm.
Cheryl.
Supported.
Mwah.
I'm going with peace.
A piece.
I see my peace ring, my dove ring.
Oh, beautiful.
Really nice.
Ooh, that.
All right, kids, thanks so much again. I'll see you all soon. In
Thank
gratitude.
you. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey, bye.
Thanks for coming.